أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم كيف الأم to the Ummah. Forgive me if it's loud. I don't know if I have a noise blocker. It is a little loud, but I'm in peripatetic mode. So I just want to tap in while my thoughts is flowing. And of course, as usual, address some of the things that I observe uh, going on currently. Uh, Primarily, the compelling urge for us to engage in the Akita Wars. Um, I've seen this. I've seen this thing play out a few times, and nothing seems to come of it. There's no benefit in it. Uh, it's just banter between competing parties. Uh, and again, the Ummah doesn't benefit from any of that. But I get it. Individuals in positions of leadership uh, who sit over the so-called black community, they have to do something. Uh, they have to engage in something to legitimize themselves or give themselves some type of relevance, because any honest assessment would certainly uh, expose that they aren't moving the needle in regards to the well-being of the communities that they serve. Why do I say that? I say that because most of them began struggling, continue to struggle, and there seems to be a lack of capacity in regards to a viable economic plan, sustainable, right? Something that embodies future existence, concerns, putting infrastructure in place, protocols for survival, the typical things that someone in leadership would consider. You would think, um, not these brothers, not these pseudo pious, sanctimonious, Sheikh Big Turban. Uh, you know, they sit high up on the on the thrones, and it seems like they aren't very receptive to any nasiha with reference to their demonstration. That's my observation, and I can say that, because I've engaged with some of these would-be leaders, and like I said, man, uh, some people have to engage in disputes for relevance because they have nothing. They're bringing nothing to the community for benefit, right? And so those things make it appear as if they're on some type of vanguards of the truth. You know, uh, Another thing about our people, we go to far off places to study Islam. Alhamdulillah, there's nothing wrong with that. Big ups for that. Many of us bring beneficial knowledge back, right? But it seems to be knowledge that's in one particular lane or vein. And that's everybody wants to be a student of knowledge. Of course, is a praiseworthy aspiration, praiseworthy traits, right? But everybody doesn't have to be a student of Quran, 40 hadith, the Al-Qaeda, you know what I'm saying? These are the things that, of course, uh, uh, operate in the Muslims' day-to-day life. You know what I'm saying? That, we have to take care of the far-gain things, right? But there's also some far kifaya things that we neglect, and we neglect them big time, and no one's talking about it. And I have my own opinions for why no one's talking about it, but I'll keep that to myself for right now. I just want to say that if you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting the same results. We've all heard that, right? And so, um, you know, the brothers that's in these positions seem to only bring information of, and I'm not downplaying or undermining the importance of the ibadah, right? But the ibadah is not a problem for us in the country, right? In this country, that's not a problem for us. Our problems are political and economic, social, and so we need to develop in those areas, right? The political, social, and economic, right? And it starts somewhere. But if you keep operating under frauds, fictions, legal fictions with no rebutting of the presumptions, then you're really not about the truth. You're really about complacency, uh, acquiescing to the status quo. Uh, and, I guess as long as, the Sadaka box is full after Juma, alhamdulillah, right? What do you say? Hey, man, I just think that it's sad that we literally see the enemy mounting the troops, right? Blowing the horn, pointing the finger, putting the target, and no one's addressing that. We arguing with each other about how our differences of opinion, what I'm saying, affect us. Man, avoiding responsibility and failing to uphold the trust is what's affecting us, and Allah knows best. But yeah, that's my observation. We need to get off the Akita wars and get into some practical solutions for our particular issues, right? And we've tried to provide some context to some things, but whether you want to take it from me, you're going to take it one way or another, because the enemy, is pushing the line and forcing you to have to make some decisions about who you say you are. Y'all want to operate under secondary resistance and social constructs instead of standing on truth and say, hey man, we reject any notion of race. There's no such thing as multiple races. There's one human race, right? We stand on that notion. So we're going to operate outside that false reality, right? But no, you intellectually capitulate on some secondary resistance and say, well, like the one sister pointed out, that demonstration is only relevant in contrast. If there's no black people, then what the hell is white people? You know what I'm saying? If there's no white people, what the hell is black people, right? Once you negate that, right, then you can move forward in some truth and establish national principles because, Allah created us nations, right, and tribes. He didn't create us as citizens. He didn't create us as multiple races, you know. And so y'all got to stand for something, man, because y'all about to cave in, man. They finna come get y'all on that 14th Amendment, man. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to, go through that process, I guess, when, it's been laid out clear to you, man, that that's invalid standing, and they're taking it right off from up under up under your feet, and you ain't got nothing to say, black imams. The black imams have zero to say about it because they don't even know how to address it. You know what I'm saying? They done taught you they black, so there it is. And other groups, man, what y'all gonna do? There's only one standing for the Muslim. That's a de jure standing, and we done told y'all what it is. You're gonna get on board one way or another, or you gonna sink with the ship. Talk beer. That's all I got to say about that, bro. Lord, bro.